having conducted the preliminary inquiry after the receipt of the formal complaint, if the HR department comes to the conclusion or of the view that there is a prima facie case is made out against the delinquent employee, and if it is decided to proceed with the disciplinary action, the first and the foremost, as we discussed earlier chapter, issuance of the show cause notice. The issuance of show cause notice is mandatory, and if no show cause notice is issued and if the action is initiated, then it is a violation of principles of natural justice. Any action taken without following the principles of natural justice is null and void, notwithstanding the merits of the case. The non-observation of principles of natural justice are fatal to the case itself. So, it is very, very essential that the principles of natural justice are required to be followed. There are two important principles of natural justice. These principles of natural justice are not found in any statute book. They are all of natural justice, or they are inevitable and cannot be just brushed aside without observing them. The two important principles of natural justice which are relevant to us are, one is nobody should be condemned unheard. That means before taking any action, the other party should be heard, and then only the action has to be initiated. In pursuance of such principles of natural justice, that a show cause notice would be issued. The other principles of natural justice is no one should be a judge in his own cause. That is the reason why when we conduct an inquiry, the inquiry officer should be of an independent person, though he is working in the same organization. If an employee alleged to have committed misconduct is from the finance department, the head of the finance department cannot be the inquiry officer, because you cannot be the judge, you cannot be the prosecutor in your own case. If an outsider appointed an inquiry officer is well and good. Whereas, now coming to the show cause notice, the show cause notice is mandatory. If no show cause notice is issued, the action taken is null and void. Therefore, it is essential to issue a show cause notice before initiating action. In fact, the initiation of action starts with issuance of a show cause notice. So, therefore, it is very imperative for us to know what is this show cause notice, what precautions need to be taken, what is its structure, what are its contents, what is this legality and severity of incident. Now, the drafting of show cause notice is very, very essential. The show cause notice always need to be issued on the letterhead of the company. It cannot be issued on a white paper. Similarly, show cause notice need to be signed by a competent person designated by the employer, either in standard operating procedures or as per HR manual. Again, that is, person who is issuing the show cause notice should not be connected with welfare activities of the organization. A welfare officer cannot issue a show cause notice. A welfare officer appointed under the provisions of the Factories Act cannot issue a show cause notice. Therefore, there needs to be a distinction between person who is issuing the show cause and a welfare officer. Similarly, the show cause notice should be in a very clear language, and the allegations of the misconduct are to be clearly mentioned. And most of the times, generally people say, the people say these are the allegations of the misconduct which constitute as per the misconduct as per the provisions of so and so clauses of the certificate standing order, and you are alleged to have committed such misconduct is not at all advisable in such way. While drafting the show cause notice, it is very imperative to keep in mind that the language should be simple and clear details have to be mentioned, and also say if the allegations of the misconduct alleged to have committed by you, if proved, they are misconduct. The word if proved has to find place in the show cause notice. Similarly, the clauses of the show cause notice have to be very clearly mentioned. Like, suppose if the person is alleged to have committed the misconduct of a theft, what, as we discussed in the certificate standing orders, what constitutes a misconduct, as per which clause the theft is an allegation of misconduct, that particular clause has to be mentioned. Similarly, if somebody is alleged to have committed a misconduct, sleeping on violent duty. Similarly, somebody is committed to an unauthorized absenteeism or an habitual absenteeism. The relevant clauses need to be quoted in the while drafting the show cause notice, and I repeat, these clauses have to be reproduced in the show cause notice